Welcome back to another episode of 71 Reasons the Podcast. I am your host, Kevin Poe, and today we are here with a very special guest, Demije Dubose.
Sir.
You are a junior defensive tackle at Winston-Salem State University, and you are a proud graduate of West Charlotte High School. Sorry, I'm very sorry about that.
Hey, man.
I'm very sorry about that. Um, yeah, man, we're here to discuss your story and get your experiences about how things are going at not Johnson Smith, at Winston-Salem State, and see what your goals are for the future. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with that.
Oh, man. First of all, Dub C for life, man. Proud alum of, West Charlotte.
Yeah,
But I started off at Harder, you remember.
yeah. I had
Yeah,
I had, I had the chance of coaching you when you was
yeah.
at Hardin.
Yeah, man, I'm a Harden boy at heart, but
Yeah, things happen, you know.
it was a high school was great though. I love high school football, man. But
Yeah.
now Winston, man, I have experience in my lifetime at Winston. Like on the field and off the field, man. It's been great, honestly.
So let's start from the beginning. What drew you to football and what inspires you, to start early?
This my older brother, like I got four sisters, three brothers, so it was a big household, and we was just always in something. And my mom, she made it a point where we was always gonna be in the sport. So I started off playing basketball, but my football coach was at a game, and he talked to my mom, and she was like, "Yeah, you got football practice." So I had to go to football practice as a kid. I started off playing running back for the Charlotte Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
things changed. When I got in the O line, D line, I got into the trenches. Um, Middle school, I went to Sedgefield middle school. Played with a lot of dogs in middle school. That was crazy. I played basketball in middle school too as well. When I got to high school, I started taking football a little more serious. At Hardin, we won a championship. That was a great opportunity to be a part of that. I also played with my older brother that year as well. So having him there to guide me and lead me, that was real cool. And then having to transfer to West Charlotte, I was ready. I was prepared, but it was like it wasn't nothing new. You feel me? Like I'm good at adapting to change. So when I went to the Dub, I met a lot of great people. A lot of the administrators, they were cool. Football was different, man. Like that culture at the Dub, man, is something you fall in love with, man. That's what I'm saying. Dub C for life, for real. Coach Harris, man, shout out Coach Harris. That's my dog to this day. Coach Powell, Coach Griner, that's my dog. It started off with
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
He's different.
yeah, that's my guy. Yeah, Coach Garner got me through a lot, man. Coach Harris got me through a lot as well, and everybody on that coaching staff, I appreciate them for sure.
Definitely, definitely. What are one of your most memorable moments in your high school career?
Um, I want to say my junior year, we played against Harding. That game I blocked the punt, for a touchdown. So in front of everybody, you know what I'm saying, to beat my old school, that felt great, to celebrate with my guys. And at that time in the game, my coach, we was like, I think we were down or we tied. I think we were down and we had to score to tie the game. And then coach was like, we need to stop. I was like, coach, I got you. We ended up getting the fourth down. It was they had the punt, blocked the punt, recovered the fumble. I mean the punt in the end zone. Celebrating with my guys. That was great. That was probably one of the most memorable moments.
Um, so let's get into college. What went into your decision to go to Winston-Salem State, and how has your experience been being there so far?
First off, I committed to Mars Hill out of high school, Mars Hill University. So I went there my freshman year, and that's a great program. The school was great. It just wasn't for me. And my great uncle, he got the head coaching job there at Winston Salem. And so when I entered transfer portal, he got me up out of there, and it was wraps from there. I got here in Winston, and it was instant love. It felt like me transferring to the Dub again. Like it was like instant love, instant brotherhood, and like it was that bond, and it's still growing to this day. So that and like I had homeboys like Willie Ashmore I played with at the Dub, Cujo he played at the Dub. He go here now. So I had people here already. So that was more of an influence as well. It's like my guys there. So I'm gonna be loved regardless.
It's always good to go somewhere where you can feel comfortable.
Yeah,
You
that's for
gotta
sure.
feel comfortable, gotta feel like it's family, or you just it's just if especially because you're gonna be there all the time.
Hmm.
Like you always on campus, you want to feel like, man, this is my family. So how would you say your game has evolved from high school to college?
It's a lot more fast paced, a lot more technicality. It's like the techniques is big. So just, being more technically sound. I've gotten a lot faster. I learned how to use my length more too in college. The coaches taught me the little nicks and knacks to do. So that as well. Just having more like the practice how like when I first got here, well to college is just know how like practice is set up and the differences between like, from different from high school to college, just like it's different, but kind of the same stuff to transfer over. So really, really that hard. It's just, getting used to the pacing of everything.
So what challenges did you face when you first, got to that college level?
And Winston?
What
Oh, we're talking about
challenges?
college, Jen.
Yeah, yeah. Like when you get to college, what challenges were you facing to try to like, see the field and, learn the playbook and things like that?
Yeah. For me at Mars Hill, it was the most challenging thing was, it was a lot of seniors, it was a lot of older guys and more experienced. I was a freshman coming in, so it was really like, and Coach Griner, he like instilled in us to trust the process. So like at that point, it was like, okay, like I'm a freshman, I know I may not see the field, but like, I got to trust the process because my time gonna come. So like when I transferred to Winston, it was kind of the same thing, like a lot of more seniors and a lot more people with experience. But it was like I got to trust the process because the process is gonna make me great. So like now last year I got in 3 games. I got a sack, a few tackles, so I got experience, and I'm looking forward to this season for real.
So what's your mindset when you go into the weight room, when you go into the field, or when you go into practice that you would say kind of separates you from everybody else?
Just my mentality and determination to get better every day. I've been through a lot of things in my life to where like another person would have gave up. So like my mentality, I got to get better every day. Like this right here gonna get me better, so I'm gonna go at it 100%.
Um, but are there any like NFL guys or college guys that you try to model your game after?
Of course, one of the greatest, probably the most greatest, Aaron Donald. I watched a lot of Aaron
Definitely.
fights. That's a dog, man. When I get into that, like on my D line, I can play anywhere on the D line. So I watch a little Fletcher Cox. You know what I'm saying? I get a little Calais Campbell in there a little bit. Them are the top guys I watch.
Um, Outside of the game of football, what are you passionate about? What kind of things are you doing on campus to kind of, stay out of trouble?
On campus, I have my own podcast show. So it's called The Comp. Stands for Creating Original Motion Podcast, where I just basically like interview like students that go to Winston just to promote who they are and their personal brand and like what they do, just so they can have different avenues to network, of course, and let everybody know like on the campus like who you are.
What goals do you have set for your upcoming year in football? Not just on the field, but off the field as well.
Of course, we want to win the CIAA. We coming for it. We coming for that championship. Personally, I want to lead the team in sacks this year. I pride myself on sacks, man. I love getting sacks, so I want to lead the team in that. Um, Off the field, I want to make the dean's list. I want to be more involved, of course, on campus. My goal, another goal is I meet like I try to challenge myself to meet 10 new people each day. Shout out my man Sheriff Kimbrough. He told us that in a meeting we had one day. He was like, try to meet 10 new people every day, so get that networking in. So I want to start doing that for.
So, just peeking into your future, what are your goals for, after you graduate from Winston-Salem?
My life goal, like ever since a kid, like growing up, even still now, just like I want to own. Well, I'm going to own a recreational center for like underprivileged kids. Like how I grew up, we never really had like the outlet to do like multiple things. I have different opportunities want to provide that underprivileged kids. So I'm going to own me a recreational center, and I would also like to be a coach as well. So I'm gonna have a little team at the rec center. So yeah,
So giving back to the community is kind of important to you.
yeah.
All right, man. Well, that's all I have for you. So thank you for the time that you gave me, and I really appreciate you jumping on the podcast with us. And I'll hit back with you and make sure I get your the link to your podcast so I can plug you in.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you for
Yep.
having me.
Thank you.
All right.